welcome back everybody to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. And I just noticed that there is a new picture on the title screen of Hisao here, which was the picture that was shown at the beginning of Act 1, Life Expectancy, which will be starting now. So let us load up our game. Gateway effect. Oh, look at that. We're at a gate, I get it. Oh, good puns. Good puns. Alright, so we're going to continue. If you don't know what's going on in the story, I advise you to go back and watch the first video, because I'm not going to recap, okay? I'm just not. Just not going to do it. So, let's go. Let's proceed! The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamoku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, because I'm embarrassed, I don't want to be seen with them. And there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have. More like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic, pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. Why would it make you shudder? I like clean and hygienic. Why would you... Do you want to be dirty? You want to be disgusting and nasty? Why do it make you shudder? I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's like an institution. I'm being admitted. I know it. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it just doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone in here. It's kind of eerie. They're all dead. They want your brains. Makes me wish there was someone here that could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. Makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So is blue. Blue's very calming as well. So, why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Ellipses. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after upon entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. It looks totally disinterested in anything. You must be Nikki? Nick? Who do you think I was? Nakai. So you are... Wait, I thought it was Hisao. I'm sorry. Is Nakai like the last name or the first name? Who am I? I don't know anymore. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is... Muto. I'm totally mispronounced that, but it's going to be Muto for me. Welcome. We exchanged a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. We're late for class. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking this, I almost missed what the teacher's saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Oh gosh, our first choice. Yeah, of course, or why? Why would I introduce myself? I don't care about them. I don't want them to care about me. I just want to go back to class and sleep. No. I'll just say, yeah, of course. Because make a new life of it, you know. So we're gonna start fresh and be friendly. So yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? That is normal. Introducing yourself, being friendly. It's called being a human being. Okay, Hisao? It's called being a human being. Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go, then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class S... Sorry, that's not S. 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Late again? Okay, so he's a habitual procrastinator to even attend his own class that he teaches. Awesome. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Ah, get a grip! This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it, at least not. No, that's a lot of students. Okay, I see a few unique ones in there, so they might have something to do with the story, and then there's a couple just random NPCs, as it were, that probably won't be very important to the story, like all the ones in green. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so that I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high. There's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall is taken up by blackboards, and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all looked like normal students like any other school. But then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Dude, what's that guy doing back there? Is he sleeping? I can't even tell. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers over at me over the rim of her glasses. Oh, it must be her over there. Then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is a cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. With the drills! Look at them drills! She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. She's the only one with pink hair. She's like a beacon. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everybody else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. Aw. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Make me feel all self-conscious and awkward, gosh. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. I'm Hisao Nakai. I would just totally freeze up on the spot right there. I'm like, where's my desk? I'm going over there. That's my desk. Peace. Just go. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so bored. Every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I once killed a lion with my bare hands. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls were whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. He's so hot. Ellipses. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. Makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that will give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? It's gonna have to be. Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't even know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hi, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha! Dang, she's endowed. Woo! What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you, too, but I'm not Hakamichi. Ah! Look at that. There's a little strikeout on Shizune there in the text box. That's kind of interesting. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. She's Shik-chan? You have to learn how to say that. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly, to show that she acknowledges my presence. But only barely. Oh, I'm not worthy for you. Okay. She has short yet carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped eyeglasses, balanced on the tip of her dainty nose. See, there's that word again, dainty. And dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. Ellipses. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you?" You know, I totally agree with Hisa on this case. I think the teacher was actually kind of having some fun at our expense here, but we'll see how this goes. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right. But I understand why you would think I was Shik-chan. Gosh, I can't pronounce that. Shik-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shik-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up. He wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon, He-chan, right? He-chan? Hick-chan? Am I Hiccup now with a chan at the end? I'm a friend Hiccup? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined! Oh my gosh! You look just like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Wait, was that actually a nickname for Hisa? Like, that was his nickname at his old school, and all of a sudden she just pegged him right out of the starting gate here? Wow. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Look at that look. Ahaha, sorry about that. Shik-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep. So if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Okay. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick it out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Haha, more laughter. It's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there, silly. Not just with school, either. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shik-chan? Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this. I committed myself to go along with it, half-cocked. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seemed like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Wait, is that her talking or Misha? Asking for help is perfectly normal, but as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wah! I should like voice her with like evil laughter. Wah! Like she's a super villain or something with drills, with hair drills. All right. And another thing, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Aha, okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Yep, Shizune is fine. I love the music drop out. It's like, boom! Like, awkward silence. Okay. That would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly. So I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Business up front, party in the back. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Huh? Oh, right, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work right now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Waha, that too. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. That's the standard for most school class group assignments. Because apparently if you have more people together, it takes less time, right? To do more work? Not necessarily true, especially if they all bail on you. Still, we finished in a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha's a lot more playful and girlish. Not to mention a little more easily distracted. Huh? What? Ooh, shiny! To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock bear towel rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria is spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard, towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! I can kind of see that, Misha, thank you. An enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare. But Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets, like gluten-free, or no dyes. How nice! It almost feels like back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite to her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Miss Shun pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't even know the sign language. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. Oh, good gosh. Okay, I would think it would be rude to ask about her deafness. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe she's used to it and she doesn't care about the question, but I'm going to play on the safe side. I don't want to feel like pompous and everything and say I think I got everything I need to know. So I think the only safe option here is ask about the library. You know, ask more about the grounds, about the school, you know. Because they are your guides, so I'll probably use them as guides and say, where's the library? Oh yeah! Is there a library in the school? Lately I've gone into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is! It's on the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. It's probably for the best. Probably telling me about that, talking about that hairy mole on my side of my cheek or something, how it makes me look hideous. Maybe they were talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence.